past 2 years, Akwa Ibom State, under the revolutionary leadership of Governor Udom Emmanuel, has not only fit perfectly into the psychological reorientation of all the cleavages in the state, but has also articulated a golden path to the Akwa Ibom dream. Governor Udom Emmanuel has redefined leadership to meet with the expectations of the populace through massive transformation of rural areas with the introduction of life-touching projects from the hinterlands to the urban centers. The projects vary from one local government area to another and are sited based on the prevailing needs of benefiting communities.
Every single industry we establish will stand in this state, so that will contribute to the development of our people and development of the state. The central thrust of my administration has been on the rapid industrialization of this state and the expansion of opportunities for self-actualization of our people.
The governor has also deployed the potentials of the state to deliver a viable blueprint for an industrial revolution through massive projects which include the syringe factory, metering factory, toothpick factory, pencil factory, as well as the revitalization of the paint industry.
Toto from Ukanafun, Ilina Utomke, Awa, Aineki, Idong one, even Togojan. So, at the opportunity, Governor Girino Ojire.
These are the early hatch.
Okay.
The first one, the very first ones that came out.
Before now, my crew went to Ife, to be able to buy common day old. And before you transport them from Ife down here, you have high rates of mortality. That has been reduced, courtesy of Governor Udom Emmanuel.
Governor Emmanuel has harnessed the rich potentials of agriculture as a strategic weapon in fighting poverty and ensuring food sufficiency, as well as making it a major employer of labor with massive investments in the aqua prime hatchery and poultry, coconut plantation and refinery project.
Now, in order to achieve those figures of 200 metric tons of refined coconut oil per day, we need around about 11,000 hectares of land that we're going to plant out with 2 million coconut trees. Clearly, straight up, it is ambitious. There is no other way to describe it. Very ambitious. But what was interesting is that this was a personal project of His Excellency the Governor. You know, this is a vision that he had, and he's fought long and hard to make it happen.
I graduated in 2015, coming back from service last year, 2016, and I got this job after 1 month, 2 weeks from my passing out of NYSC. I want to appreciate Governor Udom Emmanuel for what he has done, and most especially to acknowledge the agriculturist graduate. And he has made a lot of benefit to do the plantation, so that we study agriculture can be a very big beneficial of this project. So Governor Udom Emmanuel have done a lot.
Governor,
almost 2,200 and something workers here.
Rice plantation project and the cocoa cultivation and maintenance scheme, in which 450 youths have been trained on pruning, underbrushing and tree care by fumigation to ensure improvement of yield from 300 kilograms per hectare to 2,000 kilograms per hectare over a 3-year period.
It is cocoa from Akwa Ibom State that these buyers used to come and buy because of the flavor. Akwa Ibom State has a land that is so good with cocoa, and the flavor of cocoa in Akwa Ibom State is the cocoa they have been buying to go and blend their cocoa that have that much prominence in world market, that this state produces cocoa, that state produces Akwa Ibom State cocoa that has the flavor.
Akwa Ibom State, which had since lost its status as a leading producer of cocoa in the country, is now reappearing on the agricultural compass as a result of the special cocoa maintenance scheme introduced and personally supervised by Governor Emmanuel. One of the main inhibitions to the success of farming in the state, as the governor has often noted, is poor processing and storage facility, which makes farmers to usually panic and give away their farm produce at poor rates. Today, the story is changing as the government now provides processing and storage facilities for cassava and fish farmers across the state. It has also gone a step further through the importation of special varieties of corn seedlings, cassava stems, and cocoa seedlings. 310 metric tons per day cassava processing plants have been reactivated in the 3 senatorial districts of the state, with the goal to ratchet up production capacities from the current 10 metric tons to 40 metric tons of cassava, with a corresponding increase. Not forgetting a recent flag-off of 100 hectares of cassava plantation and reintroduction of the second planting season for enhanced food production and sufficiency. Governor Udom Emmanuel has expressed the determination of his administration to halve the price of cassava-based products such as gari within 2 years, with the provision of about 6,000 hectares of land for demonstration, multiplication, and free-stem distribution for cassava cultivation. So far, many farmers and young people have been trained and encouraged to go into agro-industrial farming, with the government's vision to transform the entire agricultural sector, cutting across the crop, livestock, and fish farmers.
The whole idea is we can meet the right tonnage. We can easily attract so many other industries. And there's no country in the world, from industries, they didn't think of raw materials. Everybody is talking about food security. So we cannot fold our hands and watch. So Ronald Noison, we've started a ranch there. What's an Emmanuel farm? Just what Kesesika want to do a ranch with about 2,000 heads of cattle from Mexico. I've already started buying the cattle in Mexico. The consultants are there and working there at night, so that in the morning you can also drink fresh milk. The level of immune system will completely improve. Nutrients, Sibake fresh milk. And I'll tell me and say you see they will grow much better and faster.
Power and energy are very critical to industrialization in particular, and are also necessary for the overall development of any society. Hardly can any sector of the economy grow without power. And so, in his quest to catapult Akwa Ibom State into an industrial hub in the Gulf of Guinea, Governor Udom Emmanuel has vigorously tackled power generation, distribution and supply in the state to boost commercial and domestic activities. He has turned Ekom village in Nkwadenin local government area to Uwana town with the construction of a 132 kVA substation, which will give uninterrupted power supply to the Ikorabasi, Nkwadenin, Ona, Isinabolo and Orogonam axis. Despite dwindling resources due to the prevailing economic recession in Nigeria, Governor Udom Emmanuel remains focused on delivering qualitative governance. When His Excellency assumed office as the governor of Akwa Ibom State 2 years ago, he presented a 5-point agenda of job creation, poverty alleviation, wealth creation, economic and political inclusion, infrastructural consolidation and expansion as a blueprint for the development of the state. A little over 24 months in the saddle, the governor has not left anyone in doubt on his mission of translating his campaign promises to affect lives, thereby ensuring that government is seen as a force for good. When he assumed office on May 29, 2015, the governor had promised that he was coming principally to build capacity and strengthen institutions. Aware of the importance of education as the foundation of sustainable development, Governor Emmanuel has said repeatedly that the only difference between a driver and his boss on the seat behind him is education. And he has invested huge resources in ensuring access to free, qualitative and compulsory education for young people in the state.
Today, the children of Akwa Ibom State benefit from free and compulsory basic education. Today, every child of Akwa Ibom State who is qualified to sit for WAEC exam is guaranteed an opportunity to sit for that exam because government spends over 600 million every year to pay for WAEC fees for Akwa Ibom indigents.
Just last year, a total of 600 million naira was spent on examination fees. This year again, the students have been guaranteed free access to the exam halls and are writing the regional school certificate exams without spending a dime.
My name is Mr. Godwin Etugeteyo. From Community Secondary School, Ikorok Panishets, Una local government area. The students of Ikorok Panishets are all happy about the free and compulsory education.
The paper we are taking today, we are taking marketing, and we are so much happy for our governor that giving us the free and compulsory education. We say the late God Almighty should continue to bless him and his family in the mighty name of Jesus.
The government of Governor Udom Emmanuel is a believer in capacity building, and that is why several youths in the state are at various stages of training and specialized programs in computer technology, engineering and agriculture, among others. Recently, some youths from the state returned from Turkey after undergoing specialized training in syringe manufacturing, and another batch are on queue for a course in electric metering production. The administration of Governor Udom Emmanuel has devised many creative strategies to equip the youth in a competitive world. He has set in motion several training programs to ensure their employability, beginning with the training of 1,000 youths on Oracle database management and 3,000 youths on ICT through the Akwa Ibom Employment and Enterprise Scheme AKIS. Another set of 200 youth have also completed a power sector training in Abuja to equip the trainees with basic skills involved in power generation, distribution, and maintenance. 100 youth have undergone a special program on mechanized farming in Israel, which was strategically factored into the annual pilgrimage. A novel template named Akwa Ibom Employment and Enterprise Scheme AKIS was conceived by Governor Udom Emmanuel to empower all unemployed youths residing in and outside the state, as well as get young people off the streets and into organized work through trainings, partnerships, franchise schemes, internships, opportunities, and targeted enterprise development schemes. Guided by its key objective to reduce youth unemployment by 50% by the year 2020 through the development of youth entrepreneurs, AKIS has impacted whole industries in the past 24 months. It is notable that over 1,500 youths have received gainful employment, with over 85 businesses either created or reinforced.
CEO, CNS Foods Nigeria, full catering company. We do outdoor catering. We bake for weddings, birthday parties. We do smoothies, cocktails, small chop, everything food.
Franchising is one of our strongest points. For example, the toothpick and pencil factory that you've just mentioned is as a result of going to a franchise system with an existing company. He had some empty warehouses that we converted into factories for the pencil and toothpick.
These youths have also been engaged in large-scale farming. Indeed, Akwa Ibom State is well on its way to becoming a major exporter of tomatoes, garden eggs, onions, and other vegetables. During his inaugural speech, Governor Udom Emmanuel had repeatedly assured the people of his desire to diversify the economy. The quest to diversify the Akwa Ibom economy by the Governor Udom Emmanuel-led administration is seeing the light of day. The ultra-modern Aqua Prime Hatchery and Poultry project, which was commissioned during the first anniversary of the administration, now produces 20,000 birds per week. The impacts of these visionary and developmental projects have made the acting president of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, describe Governor Udom Emmanuel as a fired-up and development-oriented governor.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, my dear brother, Dr. Udom Emmanuel, this state is very, very special. This is not just a state that is all-producing, but it's also a state that has demonstrated through the years how peace can be achieved and how development can also be achieved at the same time. So I'm very sentimental about this state, because I know that it's a state that has proved time and time again that it is possible to have peace, it's possible to have progress, and it is also possible at the same time to demonstrate creativity. And I'm very, very pleased to be here to see for myself all that has been done through the years, and especially some of the excellent work that the current governor is doing here in the state.
Notably, the United States Ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Stuart Symington, describes Governor Udom Emmanuel as a world-class man who has succeeded in implementing a viable industrial blueprint by steering the affairs of Akwa Ibom State in a revolutionary dimension that attracts global attention.
Join me in thanking a world-class man.
In the area of infrastructural consolidation and expansion, the state has been one huge construction site with heavy-duty machines seen from one end of the state to the other. Today, no fewer than 715 kilometers of roads have either been commissioned or are at various stages of completion in the 3 senatorial districts of the state. This is in line with the drive of the administration in ensuring the provision of enablers to boost its industrialization policy. Roads, electricity, and transportation remain the key areas that the Akwa Ibom State government has invested heavily in. It is the belief of the governor that when the infrastructure is in place, investors will be encouraged to throng the state.
The spread has been even, in the sense that if you go to Oborokara today, Senyang is doing a road there that leads you to Egoroso, which we are going to commission. If you go there, you will see Graceby in Tondang, an area in Oborokara that many people have not visited. Is doing a road there in Oborokara. If you go to Ikono, Hensek is doing a road there in Ikono. If you go to Ini, for Peculiar, out of 14.1 kilometers, 7.5 will be asphalted as His Excellency visits the project. If you come to Orowonam, 3 contractors are working there. We've created a network, all of them arriving at Ikore Britam. Hamakop is taken from Ikorekara through to Ibeset, then to Ikore Britam. From Ikore Britam, Almadal is working there to go to Ekefe. From Ekefe to Ikore Banafa in Ukarafu local government. You come to Uyo, we've finished one road at Nseretai. Atana Ford is almost ready in Uyo. The 2-lane, 4-lane flood is not just a flood control. There's going to be a road on top of that drainage. And then you have, that's where if you go to Oron, we have intervention 2 in Oron. Then if you come back to Uyo, in the last anniversary, Udom was commissioned. In Uyo, currently, we've awarded Ring Road 2, we've awarded Ring Road 3, and the jobs are ongoing. And then we did an overlay between Ikorebiere, Inona, and Okom, and part of it was constructed. And then we have Awa. Awa goes to Asong. Asong is Barenin. Asong to Ukam in Barenin, and then back to Una.
For Udom Emmanuel, the governor, to carry out such number of projects in the face of present challenges, I think he's a man with a very big heart, a man with service orientation, a man that wants to deliver for the people of Akwa Ibom State. Because I can't imagine how somebody will pick on 28 roads in this state of affair we are in this country. 28 roads, and quite a number of them are dualized, have been dualized. You take, for instance, even of the Eket, which is about almost more than 40 billion. You know what it costs? And Eket to Etinan. Etinan to Ndoneyo to Mbok. And then you come and see Uyo to Ikotok-Bene, Uyo to Oron. Man, these are giant structures, these are giant projects. And it runs into billions. And in the face of present challenges, financial-wise, I think the governor is to be commended for having a lion heart to pursue this type of projects.
I thank the governor, Governor Udom Emmanuel, for what he has done. Because when we always come back from school, when rain is falling, we always think of what we are going to do when we come back. Because all those roads, you will have seen flood. So the rain that fell yesterday, I so much thank God that the flood is no more again, because our governor have come to construct the road well.
Even more said that I walk when they say for me. I got a fresh move. I can make a top years when I go in your boom. More brand to do you know me, young lady war me. It is your mom. Down your baby bag and me.
Prominent among the roads include the 19.5-kilometer Eket-Ibno Road, the Etinan-Doneyo Road with 2 bridges, the Uyo-Etinan Road, the Eket-Etinan Road with 3 bridges, then Saratai-Okobo-Oron Road construction and remodeling of selected roads, strategic roundabout junctions in Eket Metropolis, and construction of 3 bridges. With emphasis on the creation of wealth and jobs, the government has resuscitated the Peacock Paints Limited Etinan, a project which was brought back to life within 100 days after being moribund for more than 10 years. Thereafter, the administration also established the pencil and toothpick factories in Ekomiman, thereby bringing to an end the dependence on importation of toothpick and pencils. But that is not all. The efforts of the governor have led to the establishment of a 400 million capacity syringe factory, a metering factory, and a 60,000 capacity flour processing mill.
We are reassuring Nigerians and reassuring our Ibomites that by next year in this speech, we'll have workers who will come for at least 60,000 capacity flour mill and will be participating as workers in this speech.
Governor Udom Emmanuel has left no stone unturned in maintaining a healthy population, believing that all the investments in the state will mean nothing if the people are not alive to enjoy. He has gone ahead to sustain the free Medicare to the young, expectant mothers, and the elderly. Several primary and secondary health facilities have been upgraded. St. Luke's Hospital Anwa, the Infectious Disease Control Hospital in Ikotek-Bene, and the General Hospital in Etinan are all wearing a new look. 3 of the state's hospitals in Oron, Eket, and Ikotek-Bene have been given provisional accreditation by the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria to provide training for house officers in the state. The Ibom Specialist Hospital has since started operations, and the governor commissioned the modern residential quarters for expatriates manning the key aspects of the hospital's operations. Governor Udom Emmanuel is committed to providing affordable healthcare services to his people. In the area of rural development, the government has undertaken massive rural water and electricity interventions. a minimum of 50 transformers have so far been distributed to various rural communities in the state to boost electricity. He has delivered electrification projects for at least 40 communities across the state and well over 40 water projects to many communities in the state.
It gladdens my heart to see that taps are running once more in view with potable water.
Governor Emmanuel hosted the first ever Akwa Ibom Youth Sports Festival in the state, a program targeted at hunting and catching talents in the embryo for nurturing and grooming into international stars. He has approved the establishment of model school sports academies in the 10 federal constituencies with the completion of the first school sports complex at Westitam Secondary School Sports Complex. Transportation is very crucial in the development plan of the state. To this end, the government is putting in place enduring transport machinery to provide a conducive and efficient transportation system in the state, as well as boost the sector for the interest of travelers and visitors to the state.
And of course the insurance scheme, and also the tax-free days, which is of course is the Saturday, Sunday and public holidays. It's a way of giving back to the people. These people are working and operating, and of course they are buying daily tickets, which means that they are actually complying to government policies and government intention in ensuring that taxes are being paid. So His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, of course, being a very responsible governor, thought-wise that look, if they are doing this and they are complying, Governor has to also show them that he has concern for them, and that's of course what brought about His Excellency coming up with the insurance scheme for the transport operators, especially the keke. That's what with the model we're going to start with the keke.
In a recent show of appreciation for friendly government policies, which include free tax tickets on weekends and public holidays and an annual free insurance scheme, commercial transporters in Akwa Ibom State took a solidarity walk to Government House Uyo to declare their unwavering support for the state governor, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, come 2019 and beyond.
There's a scheme that we are working. Number one, we call it the insurance scheme. So that if anybody, you can't rule out accident. Even inside your house, at times, accident there. Now, first of all, we'll do an insurance scheme for you people in appreciation.
The celebration that has come with positive impact on the people through the community-based project has defied class, age, and gender. This is because the numerous projects have impacted on all, the old, the young, civil servants, and farmers, artisans, men, and women alike.
Because of the money Udom has given to me, our governor, that makes me to be traveling to Dubai, Lagos, everywhere. There's no way I did not step my leg because of the free interest loan.
The bold expressions on the faces of Akwa Ibom people show how much they appreciate the courage, ingenuity, vision, steadfastness, and the willpower of Governor Udom Emmanuel in his effort to liberate Akwa Ibom State and transform it from its traditional civil service status to a viable industrial economy.